People came quickly, and Nat had been in my first movie, and I knew I wanted him to be in everything that I made, so I was like, Nat has to be in this. And then, Shay had wanted to do this before I probably even knew what the what the book was. So I don't know, it was a long casting process, but I mean, we saw a lot of people, and I mean, she's the one who slayed us. So I mean, that's. And some other guys read, and they was just the ones that made us cry and made us feel something. So that's why they're the people in there. Laura Dern has starred in like my favorite movies like Blue Velvet and Wild at Heart and movies that most of you can't see yet. And so I met her very early, and it was done. I mean, she was the mom for sure, without any doubt. And Sam, I love from True Blood. And, yeah. So yeah, the cast, wonderful cast.
And Shailene and Hansel and Nat, can you talk a little bit about what you did to get ready, sort of both mentally and physically, to play your parts? Hansel, why don't you start?
Alright, good. Okay, I'll talk loud. Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing we had to do was read the amazing book that John wrote and really make sure that what we were doing made sense in terms of the book. Because if it, the book stands on its own as being an amazing piece of literature, an amazing piece of art. So we wanted the movie to be something like that. Or, if it could be as good as that, that'd be amazing. So I think, we read the book, and for me, try to figure out who this Augustus Waters guy is. And, John did an amazing job describing him in the book, and then I learned a lot about him by spending time with John. And just, I think John is sort of like, Augustus and John are very similar guys. So spending a lot of...
I appreciate you noticing how handsome I am.
So, spending time with John really made me understand who Gus was, and helped me a lot in my process.
We love you, John!
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I mean, for me, a big part of Hazel is obviously the oxygen tank and her cannula, and I thought a lot about it. And after meeting with people who they themselves were stuck with an oxygen machine 24/7, I realized that if I were to accurately breathe the way Hazel, if she were a real person, would breathe, it wouldn't translate visually to the screen, because you would have to. The movie would be really long. So for me, it was a hard, sort of tricky decision on what scenes to play out and incorporate the breathing into, and what scenes to sort of not forget about it, but not necessarily make it as big of a character as it would be in real life. And then as far as the emotionality goes, I mean, the thing with this script, or this movie, like what Ansel was saying, is the book is so perfect, and the tone is so particular and so unique, which is why I fell in love with it, and I'm sure all of you fell in love with it. There really isn't any author who writes in the way that John Green writes, and I just wanted to bring a character that changed my life when I read her in a book to the screen in a way that paid justice to who she was on those pages. And so yeah, I tried to memorize my lines as authentically as possible and show up and just listen to what was going on around me and react from that. And you're in such a lucky situation when you work with such incredible actors, where every single day your only real job is to professionally listen to what they're saying, because they're so good that whatever they do brings out the best in you in a way. So thanks, guys.
talking to you, John. I mean, I feel the same way with both you guys. It was really, I feel so lucky to be part of this talented group of people. It obviously was an amazing book that John wrote. That it's so exciting that it's getting kids so excited about reading. You know, I think is a great part of this. And for me, a lot of the characters, I met with real cancer patients, and I was really nervous about doing that because I didn't want it to feel like I was using them or something. And then as soon as I got there, you realize when you talk to cancer patients that they're exactly like any other kid, any other teenager. And I talked to them in 5 minutes. I was talking to them about music and movies and TV shows, just like you talk to anybody else about it. And then for just like they said, the character, I mean, I'm working with like the best actors really in the world, and a director that's my best friend, an amazing guy, and off this such an amazing book that presents teenagers in a way that's I feel lucky to be a part of, and a script that was great by Mike and Scott. So yeah, I'm super lucky.
That's Michael Weber. Fantastic.
That Nat Wolf right here wore a fake glass contact, or it wasn't glass, it was a plastic contact after the supposed surgery in the movie, and that is not easy to do, and you do it over and over and over again.
I walked into the camera a couple times. Yeah, okay. I will tell a story about how my mom, one day, when I was preparing for this role, took me out. I wore glasses and I closed my eyes for about 3 hours. I spent the entire day blind. I went to grab my toothpaste and it was Tiger Balm. I almost killed myself. And then walking down the street, my mom took me down the street and I was totally blind all day. And then I went to a restaurant and the restaurant started leaking and I didn't realize. I jumped up and I was like, "Hey, man!" And everybody was like, "Oh, he's not blind."
Speaking of parents, Laura and Sam, you guys were both parents in real life. How hard was it for you to sort of go in and play these roles, which is, parents like that?
Sam, do you have one?
Yeah, I've got one too.
How would you like to start, Sam?
We're gonna sing a song for you.
John Green gave us such incredible characters, all of us, and the book is just the greatest gift for any actor because it tells the entire story, a story you can't put all of it, encapsulate into a movie, and so that was like the greatest cheat any actor could ask for. But the level of respect and humanity and integrity he gives to the voice of young people is the same level of respect and integrity he gave these parents who are kind of progressive hippies who were kids too, and one day they ended up pregnant and becoming parents, and they kind of don't know how to do that, like most of us who are fumbling around at parenting. And so I think the relationship between this daughter and these parents is with such mutual respect, and it's a very different kind of relationship than you see in books and movies, but something I think a lot of us share with our parents. So it was really cool, also as a mom, not just an actor, to get to explore that and pay tribute to his incredible book.
Yeah.
Sam,
I mean, we both have
ladies
kids.
and
I
gentlemen.
have like two little boys that are 2.5, and I know they're really cute. They're really cute. Oh, they're Winston. Oh, and one of them's name is Gus, which is really Gus. So that, I mean, that I don't think I couldn't have done this part if I didn't have kids, because it really, obviously that was my whole preparation, in a sense for it. But also, all of us, like when you do a movie, a lot of times you don't really see the rest of the cast that much. You sort of work together and you're not. But all of us, from the second, I know when I got there, they were like, "We're going to be at this restaurant, come meet us." And we all just hung out a lot, and it really informed our relationships. And, with us and Shailene, we really got to know each other well. And all of us, it felt like a family. The whole group feels like a family.
Yeah, I was actually wondering, on hard days on set, which I'm imagining there were more than a few. What did you guys do at the end of the day to sort of get yourself back to normal?
Well, there was maybe a little wine and a little food.
I mean, among the people who are over 21.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Just a lot of drugs.
There weren't that many. I mean, well, it's super easy for me to say there weren't that many hard days because, again, I didn't have a job. So I would be at the end of the day, I'd be like, oh, are we done? Oh God, another great hard day of work.
We would sit, me and John, at a place called BRGR, and he would sit in the seat on the couch so he could see the soccer game, and I would sit in the other seat so I could talk to him, but he was just watching the soccer game over my shoulder, so then I would just eat my burger.
Nat was there too. So I'll just left him out.
Yeah, sorry, Nat. Yeah, we just got
there.
I don't know, Shay. You worked hard? What did you do at night?
She learned her lines.
Pretty much. Pretty much. We all went to dinner quite often, though, after. Yeah, that's true. No, I mean, the thing with a movie like this is sometimes when there's a really emotional scene, you kind of have to go home, make popcorn, and go straight. I make popcorn every night. It's just a weird ritual. It's just the best thing on the planet. And like made a popcorn movie. But then you go to bed because you're exhausted. You know when you cry, I'm sure you're pretty tired right now. Just but it like emotionally is exhausting. So if we weren't going to bed early with puffy eyes, then we were out at a restaurant enjoying each other's company.
What they said.
I did hear that there was a John Green cameo that was supposed to happen. I'm curious to know what exactly happened to that, Josh.
The John Green cameo will be on the extended edition on Blu-ray. There's a couple scenes that we shot that just time-wise we couldn't fit them in the movie, like Gus in the back of the ambulance with Hazel reading him the poem. The swing set for sale, where they put up the Craigslist posting. John Green, in one of the best performances, I think, in the movie.
Of all time.
Of all time. But he's quite down on himself, but he was quite good. We didn't cut it for any other reason other than it didn't move the plot forward fast enough and limit the time we had. So there'll be a version that's about 10 minutes longer on Blu-ray that you'll be able to watch either version you want.
I just want to say how
Perfectly adequate. Totally usable.
Yeah, the two times that Josh said anything about my acting were perfectly adequate and totally usable. Which, by the way, both turned out to be untrue.
We'll see when the Blu-ray comes out.
Yeah, I mean, when the producer of the movie, Wick Godfrey, called me to tell me that my cameo had been cut from the movie, like, his tone was like my cat had died or something. And I was like, is everyone all right? Because, like, you know, like, I hadn't heard from Shay in like a month because she's in the woods somewhere or something. I don't know what you were doing. And, like, he's like, we got to talk about something. And I was like, oh my God, like, what happened? And he was like, well, you got cut from the movie. And I was like, oh, thank good, yes. Great decision. I agree completely. I was like, oh, I thought it was something real, like something worrisome. So yeah, I mean, I was delighted because he built it up like it was going to be something actually bad. Yeah, no, I was terrible. You'll get to enjoy it on the DVD.